A monk asked his teacher, "How do I stop repeating the same mistakes?" The teacher handed him a stone and said, "Throw this as far as you can." The monk threw it. It landed in the grass. "Now," said the teacher, "throw it again, but this time, feel the weight in your hand before you release it. Notice the movement of your arm. Watch where it lands." The monk paused. He held the stone, felt its coolness, its smooth surface. He threw it more deliberately. It landed in a different place. "What changed?" the teacher asked. The monk understood. "I was present. The first time I just threw, I wasn't really there." We live most of our lives like that first throw, on autopilot, moving through routines without awareness, reacting out of habit, repeating patterns we don't even notice anymore. We wake up the same way, scroll the same feeds, have the same arguments, make the same choices that didn't work yesterday but feel automatic today. And we wonder why nothing changes, why the same problems keep appearing, why we feel stuck in a loop we can't escape. The reason is simple. If you're not present, you can't choose differently. You're just following the script that's already written, the one laid down by old conditioning, old reactions, old habits. You're not making decisions. You're being carried by momentum. And momentum doesn't care whether it's taking you somewhere good. It just keeps moving in the direction it's always moved. This is where the practice of returning to your center becomes essential. Your center is not a location. It's a state of presence, a place of inner stillness where you're not lost in thought, not swept away by emotion, not reacting blindly to whatever's in front of you. When you're centered, you're awake. You're here. You can see clearly what's happening, what you're feeling, what choice is actually available to you in this moment. But most of the time we're off-center, pulled into the past, replaying old stories, pushed into the future, worrying about what might happen, scattered across a dozen thoughts, none of them connected to where we actually are. And from that scattered off-center place, we make decisions that aren't really decisions, they're just reactions. Automatic responses that keep the loop going. The Zen tradition speaks of Shoshin, beginner's mind. It's the ability to meet each moment fresh, as if for the first time, without the weight of past conclusions or future projections. But you can't access beginner's mind if you're not present. You have to return to your center first. You have to pause, breathe, feel yourself here in this body, in this moment, before you can see what's actually in front of you. Returning to your center is a practice. It's not something that happens once and stays. You drift off center constantly. It's what the mind does. But you can train yourself to notice when you've drifted and come back. You can feel when you're reacting instead of responding, when you're moving out of habit instead of intention. And in that noticing, you have a chance to stop, to interrupt the autopilot, to choose. This is how you break the loop. Not by trying harder to do things differently, but by becoming present enough to see that you're in a loop in the first place. Most of the time, we don't even realize we're repeating. We think each day is new, each argument is different, each decision is fresh. But if you're not present, you're just running the same program over and over. Same triggers, same reactions, same outcomes. When you return to your center, you create space. Space between the trigger and the response. Space to see what you're about to do before you do it. Space to ask, is this the choice I want to make? Or is this just the choice I always make? And in that space, real change becomes possible. It doesn't have to be a long pause, just a breath, just a moment of awareness before you speak, before you scroll, before you fall into the familiar pattern. Just enough presence to feel yourself here, to notice what's happening inside you, to remember that you have a choice. The Buddhist teachings say that most suffering comes from unconscious reactivity, from acting without awareness, from being swept along by habit and impulse. And the antidote is simple. Wake up, return to your center, over and over. Not perfectly, not permanently, just in this moment. And then the next. When you're centered, you're not controlled by circumstances. You're not at the mercy of your conditioning. You can see clearly. You can choose wisely. You can respond from presence instead of reacting from pattern. And slowly the loop begins to loosen. The same situations still arise, but you meet them differently. And that difference changes everything. So the question isn't how to fix your life all at once. It's simpler. Can you return to your center right now? Can you feel your breath? Can you notice where your attention is? Can you pause before you react? Can you be present for just this one moment? Because if you can do it once, you can do it again. And each time you return, you weaken the grip of autopilot. You strengthen the capacity to choose. You remember that you're not trapped in the loop, you're just repeating it unconsciously. And the moment you become conscious, the loop loses its power. The monk kept the stone in his pocket. Whenever he felt himself moving without awareness, he touched it. A small reminder, be here. Feel this, choose. If you choose to follow this channel, it truly helps me keep creating and improving these reflections. And if not, that's completely okay. I'm grateful you spent this time here. I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode. Until then, I wish you a calm and peaceful day.